Call the meeting to order. It's a little bit after 7. If we can have a pledge of allegiance, everybody please stand. I don't see any hats on, but I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I think, too, before we get into our board meeting tonight, I think most everybody knows what happened here in the community. A few weeks ago, we had a bright young lady, Lena Jacoby, pass away suddenly, and I think out of due respect to her and the community and the family, if we could just have a moment of silence, please. Thank you. Executive tonight, we talked about the lunch account funding. That'll probably be some things that we do and that's going to be looking at. And then also the solar project, we'll be talking more about it in the board meeting here tonight, but no official action. And also the new school building project. We've looked at, as you all know, there's several homes and subdivisions that's coming up in this community, and we'll need to be aware of that and for future plans. So next, item number 3, we'll approve the minutes of the September 25th budget meeting and the October 15th board meeting. We'll do those together if we may, please.
Well, can I make a motion that we approve the minutes from the September 25th, October 15th meetings?
Okay, Sharon made a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Jason. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion's carried. Now approval of the claims for the month of November.
I'll make a motion to approve them.
Okay, Ryan made a motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Tara. Do we have any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion's carried. Principal's report. Dr. Holder?
So November is the month of Thanksgiving. So I just want to express gratitude for our teachers and our staff. This is the time of year where it gets dark. Some of us are coming to work in the dark. We're leaving in the dark. And it just takes so much heart and so much care and dedication. And so just gratitude is really what I want to express. This month, our grade level teams have been working a lot on some writing units. And to be able to see teachers come together and have conversations, change is hard, but being able to take something and to try it out and then to have students do the work and then bring the work in and have the conversations. It was really exciting to be a part of that process for the first time here at Lanesville. And it was really neat to listen to the teachers giggle about grading and share their stories. And you know how elementary, it's inventive spelling, and try to have people interpret the spelling. But that just kind of shows the heart and the dedication of, we're willing to put in the time, we're willing to have the conversations because we want to do everything we can to support our kids as writers, as readers, and thinkers. So I just felt when I left those meetings, my heart was full of gratitude for all of the work we're doing. In that, not just our day-to-day and our teachers, but we've also been awarded recently a lot of community support and grant support. And so Mrs. Miller received a Dollar General grant that she wrote. Again, time and dedication to take the time to have that, to meet the deadline, to do the paperwork, and all of those things. And so she was awarded $4,000 to help support literacy. And so buy materials for the teachers and to support that. So that's a celebration. Mrs. Kaylin is our new counselor for our 4th through 8th grade, and she wrote a grant for Fun for the Arts. And so Lanesville, the Impact Team is what it was called, awarded Lanesville a program where Storytellers Live come, and so they make books come to life. And so it's super cool. So some of the books that our kids have enjoyed in the library, they're going to actually come and act those out for us next week, the day before Thanksgiving. So excited. Our primary teachers got to pick what books they thought the kids would like, and then the performers will come in and do that program for us next year or next week. So that's exciting. And then we also had the Comfort House partnership where, there's a lot of state mandates and a lot of trainings, and there's a lot of curriculum that we're teaching our teachers and our students. But Comfort House came in and was a community partner to provide the Play It Safe lessons for our kids to just keep them safe and to help them learn and to grow. And so, all in all, we have lots of things to be thankful. And I just hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving. And so that's all.
Okay,
Thank you so
Dr.
much.
Miller. Board members have any questions for Dr. Miller? Okay, thank you. Mr. Miller.
Okay, hello. So from the high school side, junior, senior high school, first I want to start by just extending a little extra appreciation. There was a lot of community members and schools that reached out during our loss. North Harrison, Silver Creek, Corridon they all donated various resources for us, some snacks, support dogs. I mean, those things were very helpful, and we can't thank them enough because it still is a really difficult time. We had our Veterans Day program. That was awesome. Leslie Holdridge, Darcel McLean helped put that together, set stuff up. I want to say thank you to them. It was awesome to see families, staff members, and community members here for our kids that have served so they can see that and get to know some of those sacrifices that those families make. We appreciate that. As far as some other news, we had our elf dance this past Friday. Was it Friday or Saturday? What was it? Friday, yeah. These days are kind of blending together here. I've been doing a lot of extra stuff, but that's fine. It was awesome. Again, Darcel helped set stuff up. We also had chaperones, Audrey Brown, Jason Hudson, Megan Hodge, Heather Baker, and our resource officer, Catherine Wolf here. I think the kids had an awesome time. I mean, everybody was smiling, jumping around. I know that takes a lot of effort to set that up, and so we appreciate that too. As far as other elf news, we are going to be running a competition on the high school side to gear up some of our donations that we have coming in from the community. So if you see some high school kids knocking on your door, it is for a good cause. Don't close the blinds, okay? Basketball season's here. I'm excited to watch, high school, junior high school on both boys and girls side play some good games, some great games. We also have our band concert set for the 15th on the junior, senior high side. I think the 16th is elementary side. And so I'm excited to watch that as well. And then lastly, just to make a comment about being grateful and thankful as we approach the Thanksgiving season. I've been in a lot of rooms. I've watched a lot of kids giving presentations and a lot of teachers in their rooms teaching as we're doing observations. And I'm just grateful and thankful to be at a place where everybody's doing good work and good quality work, and our kids are great and our staff is great. And I say it all the time, but we really do have great people here, and I'm so grateful to be here with you all, and I hope to keep doing good things. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Miller. Board have any questions for Mr. Miller? Okay. Thanks for your kind words, and happy holidays to all.
Dr. Apple.
Yeah. One thing I'd like to go ahead and mention, and we will send out as it gets closer to that time, and we will talk about again in December, like we do every year and each semester. Lanesville will dismiss early on Thursday, the 19th of December, and Friday will be our normal Friday dismissal, but both days will be that 30-minute early dismissal. We typically do that the last 2 days going into winter break and summer break, and we will do that again. And so we will send that out with ample time to everybody, but I want to make sure that we bring that up here. I did have a good opportunity to go with the board on the 11th. We went to Seymour for the School Board Association Fall Banquet. That's always a good time to meet with other board members, meet with the association heads of the School Boards Association, as well as some attorneys to talk about legal issues and talk about what they predict may happen with the legislature that will be convening soon. And so that's always a good time. I'll be leaving early tomorrow, being on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for the annual Superintendents Association conference. Like any other conference, we'll be talking a lot about law and potential legislation and best practices, and I always learn a lot and bring good things back from that. Just a reminder that we are then coming back Thanksgiving. We'll be here Monday, Tuesday, and Thanksgiving break is the 27th through the 29th. And then it's a late Thanksgiving, so we will have 3 short weeks until winter break. And so the first semester is quickly wrapping up on us. And then they talked about the Veterans Day program. And if you haven't been to the Veterans Day program at Lanesville, it truly is amazing. I've got a first cousin that comes in. He's got some nephews that attend, as well as my 2 children. And then they were able to get their great aunt in as well. And they both just rave about the program. And one other person besides Miss Holdridge and Miss McLean, Miss Perkins, put a lot of work in for that as well. The choir participated with that, and then that was a nice touch this year. And other than that, it's a race to get the first semester over.
Dr. Apple didn't tell you this was an all-week conference up there. He was there Monday, Tuesday, and you came home today for tonight's meeting, and then you're going back up early in the morning.
Yes.
So you're keeping the road hot this week going to Indy. Appreciate it. Thank you. PTSO report, Mrs. Baird, do you have anything you'd like to share?
Hi, so just a fall recap. Last month, PTSO offered boograms for students, staff, and parents to send to students and the staff. This was our first year doing this, and the response was great. They loved it. We had our second parent perk up November 8th. We had another great turnout, and we delivered coffee drink orders to the high school teachers this time around. Heads up, admin, your turn's next. We held our junior high glow dance November 9th. So junior high, we've always wanted to be able to get something back for them. They kind of fall in the middle and don't really get anything. The kids had a blast. The event was well attended. I want to say thank you to Miss Smith and SRO Cat for handling our little wiring issue at the end of the evening, but everything the kids didn't know, they all had a blast. We had our first 2 restaurant night fundraisers this month. We had Zaxby's and White Castle nights. Next Zaxby's night will be December 11th from 5 to 8 at the Cordon Zaxby's. That one is reoccurring, so it's the second Wednesday of every month. We approved a $100 donation to the Lena Jacoby Scholarship Fund. We closed our Spiritware store November 15th. Those items will be delivered to the school in 2 to 3 weeks. There was conversation. Some people might have chosen home delivery, so I'm not sure on that. Gearing up for some holiday fun with Sassy Marshmallow. It's always a good time for the holiday season. With our holiday shop on December 16th through the 18th. And our next PTO meeting will be December 4th at 6 p.m. in the library.
Okay. I apologize, Jessica. What was your first report there you did? Was it a great
We did boograms. Boograms.
Okay.
So you could send a little note and a piece of candy to your friends or your kids or your students or whoever.
I thought that's what you said, but my hearing, I didn't know what boo, but
Yes. It was Halloween.
Okay.
So
yeah, right. It was appropriate. Yeah, boograms. Okay.
Did you make money on those? How much money did you make on the Culver's night or the?
So we don't have totals yet from the Zaxby's night or White Castle. So Zaxby's we get 10%.
Okay.
And you don't have to mention Lanesville. You can dine in, you can go through the drive-through. And then White Castle is the same way. You don't have to mention Lanesville, anything like that, and it's 15%. So, but we just had White Castle Monday this week. So, and it's not, they direct deposit it in our account.
Yeah, just curious.
So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I think they're still working on getting a Papa John's night, which would be monthly recurring as well.
Cool.
Sounds good. Okay. Any questions from the board for Jessica? Mrs. Barrett? Thanks, Mrs. Barrett. Okay, public comments to related to the agenda items. Anybody? Okay, moving on to item number 9. Approval of approved negotiations with PSG Energy for a solar energy project here at the Lanesville Community School Corporation.
Yeah, and I'll speak a little bit about this. We had 2 initial conversations with 2 different companies. Worked with the Wilson Center to try to get some initial bids for a solar project, and you've probably heard us talk a little bit about it. What it will allow us to do is offset some of our, and potentially 60% of our electric usage. And here at Lanesville, natural gas doesn't run to us at the current time, and so we are completely dependent on electricity. But what that will really allow us to do is lower our electric bills. Last year, we spent over $155,000 on electricity. And our big times that we use electricity are in the wintertime, even though the sun is better in the summertime, but you can either bank hours or sell them back. But what that allows us to do, we've already cut back on what we transfer into operations. That will allow us to further cut back what we transfer to keep more money in education fund, which then goes directly to classrooms, either through teachers, instructional assistants, equipment, those kinds of things. So that will allow us to keep more money in classrooms. And so I'm asking you for the ability then to work more closely with PSG as well with bond counsel to further advance this program.
Okay, and 2, I'd like to add, of the 2 that we interviewed, all 5, I'll be correct in saying this, all 5 of the board members were in favor of the PSG because just the way the project presented itself and so forth. So it was definitely a consensus. Okay, you heard the request. Do we have a approval to start the solar energy project?
I'll make a motion to begin negotiations with PSG.
Okay.
I'll second it.
Okay. So it's made by Jason, seconded by Sharon. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion's carried. I'll just add to this. Friday, I had time to go up to Borden to look at their project up there and got on the roof, and it was pretty impressive. It's pretty impressive the way they build this, and they attach it to the roof without drilling holes in the roof. Okay, next, number 10, approval or disposal of the outdated PA system. And that's, as you know, we probably need a new PA system in the gym someday, but we're not to that point yet, but we didn't get there. But this is for the hallways in the classrooms to make it safe for communications.
Yeah, and what we found during a few drills and a few things like that over the last year or 2 is we had some classrooms that we would make announcements and they weren't hearing them, or sometimes in the hallways, and sometimes it would kind of come and go. And so Mr. Hancock worked with a few companies, got some bids, and we were able to get this done. And now our PA system is much better, and it improves safety. And then on top of that, the bells sound much softer and nicer in the high school. But that's something we knew if there were ever an issue, we needed to make sure that we could broadcast ourselves to every classroom and every hallway where there's a speaker. With the old system, it was so old, we could not do that. And so for the safety of our students and staff, we had to get that done ASAP. Mr. Hancock worked his tail end off and got that done. So the old equipment that couldn't be refurbished or used, we're just asking permission to get rid of.
Okay. When you say get rid of, like dumpster, get rid of,
Potentially, if you can't do anything else with it, if you can't scrap, do whatever, then it will go there.
unless Bridges wants to take it home and rebuild it or something, right? Okay, do we have approval to get rid of the PA system?
I'll make a motion.
Made by Sarah, Tara, do we have a second?
I'll second.
Who did that?
Ryan.
Ryan, I'm sorry, Ryan. There was second by Ryan. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion's carried. Approval of disposal of the broken file cabinet.
Don't ask me
I
where
was gonna say,
that
where-
is.
I didn't know about
Oh,
Rebecca.
the one that every time I sat on about threw me off. Yeah.
Oh, Becky.
Okay. Do we have a motion to accept get rid of the broken file cabinet?
I'll make a motion to get rid of the file.
Okay, okay, Jason made the motion. Do we
I'll
have a
second.
second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Tara. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion's carried. Now, the next one's group there, I won't name them off, but if you have an agenda there, you can see it. The WAMU game, I don't know what that is.
Whammo.
Whammo
Whammo
game.
game.
I don't even know how you even play that.
And what this is when Miss Booby came in and started doing inventory on the elementary PE closet,
Uh-huh.
a whole lot of that material was destroyed, or from the kids using it year after year after year, and it hadn't been discarded or replaced.
Okay.
And so she did a good job going through inventory and seeing what we needed to get rid of and what could still be used. And so that's the list.
Okay. Okay, do we have a motion to approve getting rid of all the worn out, dated PE equipment?
I'll make a motion to get rid of the PE equipment.
Okay, made by Jason. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Sharon. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion's carried. Okay, we're just getting rid of a lot of things here. We're going to demolish the old soccer tennis concession stand.
That's
Dylan's
a sign of progress is
I
what
guess
all that
so.
is.
I know a Boy Scout here locally did that as a project and had it hauled in and redid it, and now it's going to stage 2, I guess.
Yeah, it had served its purpose. It long before I got here, that was used as a concession stand for soccer. We have been since I got here. I started it in November of 2020, but encumbering money for a new facility down at the soccer and tennis courts, and it will give us the opportunity to have fixed restrooms down there and a concession stand, so we no longer have to use porta pots. And the concession stand, just as those sheds do over time, they start deteriorating, and so that project is nearly complete. And so now we are asking permission to get rid of that, minus the materials that were donated, the refrigerator and shelving that they are going to come take.
Well, I'm sure they did this for a reason, putting where it's at, but right where it's at is within 10 feet of the sewer line.
Yes.
Because I remember when I saw it there, I thought, boy, that's right there.
Yeah, we knew where that was running and looked for that,
Yeah.
so we could tie into it.
Right. Okay, do we have a motion to accept getting rid of the concession stand?
I'll make a motion to demolish the old soccer tennis
Okay.
concession stand.
Made by Jason. Do we have a
We're gonna make you the destroyer.
I'll
destroyer?
second.
Tara seconded. Any other discussion? You know what you could do? I don't know if you could donate this to that company over in Louisville where you pay so much, just take hammers and go in and beat it up. You ever see that on news where they take TVs?
Rage room.
You just beat it up. So that'd be one way. Okay. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Motion's carried. Okay, approve a resignation of Cassie Guston as the Lanesville nurse here. She's resignation. Okay, made by Ryan. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Sharon. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion's carried. Now we approve the resignation of Emma Guston as an instructional assistant.
I'll make a motion.
Made by Tara. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Jason. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion's carried. Okay, now then we need to hire a nurse here. Approve of hiring Kristen Cantrell as the new Lanesville Community School Corporation nurse. Do we have a motion to approve her? Made by Ryan. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Sharon. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion's carried.
Mr. Schickel, before we move on, I just want to point out that Miss Cantrell is with us tonight, and so I'd like to give her a round of applause and welcome her. Her kids are here, but welcome her to Lanesville officially. She has spent days and days with us subbing in the past as the nurse, and she's going to do a wonderful job. I have no doubt.
Do you have any words of wisdom or anything you'd like to share?
Welcome aboard.
I'm really excited. I look forward to coming to Eagle.
Good.
Welcome, Kristen.
Okay. Glad to have you on the team. Thank you. Hey, do we have a motion to approve Mrs. Rollins as the instructional assistant?
Oh.
I'll make a motion to approve Kelsey Rollins as instructional assistant.
Okay.
I'll second.
Okay, made by Jason, seconded by Tara. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion carried. Now approve a resignation of Michael Melhauser effective of the 26th of November. You got any comments or you want to say anything?
I just want to thank Mr. Melheiser for his time here at Lanesville.
Mhm.
He is moving on to a different job, and he'll be with us through the 26th.
Okay, thank you. Do we have a motion to approve that?
Ryan made it.
Ryan made the motion. Who we have second?
I'll second it.
Seconded by Sharon. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion's carried. Now, approval of the homebound pay of Pamela Toby and Africa Garlock beginning November the 7th. Homebound, that's it.
Homebound, yeah. And just for information, because it says November 7th, the reason
That's
why
right.
that is retroactive, it is determined sometimes depending on the reason. But the services need to start before we could have a meeting, just legally the way that had to work out. And so we are asking for that to go retroactively. They've kept their time, but go retroactively back to the 7th.
So how many students do we have on that?
It's one student, and so it's 5 hours, but they're splitting it up. And so they're meeting with this student about an hour and 15 minutes, 4 days a week.
Okay.
Or hour and a half or whatever it is. I don't remember. Whatever equals 5 hours.
Okay. Do we have a motion to approve that?
I'll make a motion. We approve homebound pay for Miss Toby and Miss Garlock beginning retroactively to November 7th.
Okay, Sharon made it. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Seconded by Tara. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion's carried. Okay, number 20, approval of the band to attend. It's a music festival in Washington, D.C., April the 10th through the 14th. And I hear that Mr. Miller's got the privilege to be in the happy chaperone. Just get to play music with him, maybe, huh? Okay. Hope you have April, you'll have good weather, yeah.
That'd be pretty good.
Yeah, have good weather. Do we have a motion to approve attending the music festival in D.C.?
I'll make a motion that the band be approved to attend a festival in Washington, D.C.
Okay, made by Jason. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Seconded by Sharon. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion's carried. Now we'll group these fundraisers together. Approval of the following fundraisers. Band to sell coffee and candy to cover the expenses for the DC trip. High school boys will be selling gourmet popcorn. Elementary will sell Texas Roadhouse gift cards. And the class of 25 selling Rada cutlery online to help support many seniors' activities coming up.
Yeah, and important for that to say online because the knives will not be coming in here.
No.
They will be going to the homes of wherever. So I just want to make sure that we point that out that we are not
That's
bringing
Good idea.
Good
weapons
point.
into the building.
Okay, good point. Now the Fellowship Christian athletes will be selling Krispy Kreme donuts. I don't know exactly where that's at, but I'm sure we'll find that. Does anybody know on that, principals? Anybody?
I don't remember the exact date, but I know that it'll be early.
In the concession stand.
Before school.
Mhm. And the high school girls basketball, they're going to raffle off a cooler with the proceeds going to the scholarship for the Angels JCs. They established one for the James boys. And then the FFA is selling T-shirts and sweatshirts with 100% of the proceeds going back to the Jacoby family. So looks like a lot of good efforts there.
I think that's supposed to say profits because that's what the
Yeah,
it's
profits.
Okay, 100% of the profits.
Yeah.
Profits, not profits.
Okay.
I'll
Thank
make a
you.
motion
Thank you,
that we
Ryan.
approve all of those fundraisers that were just mentioned.
Okay, made by Sharon. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Jason seconded. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion's carried. Now we approve of the coaches for the 24-25 school year. Tara Stapro of the 5th and 6th cheer, volunteer cheer coach. Ben Blackman as the high school swim coach. And Adam Beldam as the athletic supervisor. Do we have a motion to approve the coaches?
I'll make a motion. We approve the coaches.
Tara made the motion. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Jason. Any other discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, motion's carried. Board members, you got anything? Principals? Okay. Okay, Ryan, you got anything? Okay. Okay, I guess we're ready to accept the motion to adjourn.
We'll make the motions.
I'll make the motion, we adjourn.
There you go.
Okay, Jason made the motion. All in favor, just get up.